everybody, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Jessica.
And welcome to Cluedonit, where we make wild guesses about fake TV crimes.
And forget about trying to solve it before the detective. We try to solve it before the first commercial break.
That is right. We are very rarely right, but that is accurate. So eagle-eyed viewers may notice something different.
There's been a murder.
It's not a murder. You didn't...
It's the fern.
It's the fern. The fern is different.
We have an understudy.
It's the plant. Jessica was tending to the fern, and it didn't take to it too well, so we've got a new plant. The plant was just waiting to be discovered, and now we get to shop for new ferns. We're casting for new ferns. There is a new fern waiting to be discovered for us. So, you are not a fern. But I will ask, so how did you think you were going to be discovered as an actress, as an actor?
Oh, well, the thing is, I think that was a huge myth. Like,
oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, I knew, like, an urban legend type myth, and everybody always said, like, oh, that was like a certain time, and it
was also a lie even in that certain time.
Yeah, but then there's also, the whole culture. Anybody who knows about Hollywood is like, oh, well, if you don't get discovered, then clearly you're not it.
Oh, if you have to work, you don't deserve it. You should already have it. Like if you're famous, you're just born famous. And somehow people find you and somehow you're just here. You just get to step into the fame that has always been rightfully yours.
How did you think that there was a discovery story?
It was like the Underpants Gnomes. I was always like, first do acting, second, 3. Profit and fame. Somewhere in the middle, that was where it completely fell apart for me.
So it was funny to me today doing research for this episode because there were all these people who had discovery stories and literally using the word, and he was discovered, but they were like...
He?
Yeah, they were multiple of them who were like, and he was discovered at an audition. And I was like... That's not a discovery. That's you were doing your job.
That's just the process. That's not a discovery. That's just the process. Yeah.
I was kind of like, that's not really, is that what we're calling discovery? But I guess that's
you just talked about a couple guys in there. Like discovery myths to me, I don't know that I ever associated the discovery myth with guys. It was always women who were discovered. There was always it was at Schwab's? There was some drugstore that you were supposed to sit at in Hollywood somewhere, or somebody famous was seen just sitting at the drugstore, and a producer walked in and was just like, "You ought to be in pictures," and it's just
I think Marilyn Monroe was getting off a bus supposedly, and she was discovered.
No, Marilyn Monroe was discovered after she made some. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to look that up.
We should shorten this story. So, what are we doing this week?
Oh, well, we are doing...
It's time to discover what we're doing this week.
Yes, we are doing Murder, She Wrote.
Woohoo!
And that is why we have all those discovery stories, is because that was part of the mythos of actors in the day. They were writing...
Back in the 80s?
No, back in the 50s, because Angela Lansbury was known
I was teeing you up for this. Please go on.
Oh, okay. Well, Angela Lansbury was known for bringing on actors of a certain age to guest star in her show.
Maybe hadn't worked in a while.
Yeah, hadn't worked in a while, or maybe they needed SAG points for their health care because you had to get a certain number of work days and hours and points in order to qualify for health insurance every year. And so she was known for hosting those people making sure that they were cast and suggested on her show. Another funny side note, which I haven't said this to you at all, but there were a lot of people...
We have done a lot of prep for this episode, so this is going to be interesting.
There were a lot of women that are in this episode, which there aren't a ton, but were in multiple episodes of Murder, She Wrote, but playing different characters. And I was just like, oh, well, again, she was just getting them work.
Yeah, here you go.
So that they could get their health insurance.
You could be this person over there, yes.
Yeah. And so, yes, that's why the discovery story, that was a really big thing in the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Right. Classic Hollywood. How did you get discovered?
Yeah. And so that's how everybody kind of talked about themselves. Not like I did this and then I was a music producer and then I auditioned and then it's not factual. They're like embroidering it and making it more magical, even though Even though, like, there may have been a casting couch and nobody was comfortable with that.
Speaking of magical, though,
yeah.
part of the reason we were inspired to do this is because we saw a show. There's a gentleman, I'm going to get his name wrong, so I'm going to let you say
Tim Benzie.
Tim Benzie, who does a show called Solve Along a Murder, She Wrote. And basically, a bunch of people get in a room, and he has fun games.
A theater.
It's a theater show. Yes, it's a theater show.
And inspired by sing-along, Sound of Music, or probably Rocky Horror Picture Show, even.
Right. It's an interactive show where you watch a Murder, She Wrote episode and try to guess as an audience who done it, and can you do it. It's a hoot. It's a ton of fun. Jessica has been following this guy on Instagram for years, and he finally came to LA, so we had a chance to see the show, which is great. See it when it comes near you. He's going to do a bunch of UK shows coming up. He's going to be at the Fringe. He was at the Edinburgh Fringe. He's been at the Adelaide Fringe. He's originally Australian, based in London now. So at any event, all over the UK, but he also does...
It's Murder, She Wrote convention or festival in Mendocino, California. That's every year.
He's also done some shows in San Francisco. This was his first time to LA. So find him on the Instagrams.
Yeah.
Follow him.
Get tickets.
It's a hoot.
See the
it's
show.
A great show.
And we also interviewed him.
And we also got a chance to interview him since he was in LA. He was very kind. He sat down with us. And so you are going to see that in just a few minutes as well. But before we get to that, we have to talk about Angela Lansbury a little bit.
Yes.
So one of the things he mentions, and if you know anything about Angela, there are some stages in her life: MGM, film work, Broadway, and then TV and Murder, She Wrote on this. But this was...
If I can back up just a little bit, too. We have done 3 Murder, She Wrote episodes.
It's true.
The first one...
This is the third, right? Or is
this is the third.
Okay,
Sorry, you're right. So the first one we did was The Corpse Flew First Class. Awesome episode from the 3rd season. It's the 12th episode. A locked room episode.
I'm not going to debate you on this. I've been chastised for this. You'll all see the chastising soon, but I have been chastised for this, so sure, it's a locked room mystery.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, and.
Yeah. And then we also did season 8, episode 12, The Witch's Curse, and in which we interviewed the writer of that episode, which is Tracy Friedman.
Yes.
And so you can hear that. And now we're doing Murder, She Wrote, season 8, episode 8, which was written by Bruce Lansbury. And I was like, who is this man with the same last name? And I thought, is that where she got her last name? Is this the guy that she married? No, it is her brother. And I was like, she had a brother in the business? And then I thought, oh, is in the same way that she's helping all these actors, is she helping her brother? Mm-hmm. And then and we've done all these episodes, but all of this hit me in like a totally different way today when I went back trying to understand how her brother became who he is. Like, did she help him? Which, they probably helped each other. Their family, they've been sticking together for a long time. But going farther back to her father and her mother, like the story of them and how that probably impacted. Like,
well, not probably. I mean, it absolutely impacted her.
Yeah.
It was just like her discovery story is.
Yeah, and her discovery story. And I'll talk about the other stuff with her father and her mother.
Right, we're doing something a little different. We're trying something a little different now. So Jessica is going to have a completely standalone episode where she gives you all of this information. I edit out a lot of what she says, but we're going to make that a whole separate episode, especially for this one, because there is just some incredible stories that she came up with. And this is just a taste of what she'll do in this standalone episode. So give the discovery story on this.
Yeah, so her father died when she was 9 years old, and after some things happened,
some stuff went down, some stories happened.
Her mother basically summoned the family to Los Angeles because her mother was an actress and was going to restart her film career because she had been in films in Britain. Right. With John Gielgud and Basil Rathbone and other famous actors.
The stories.
Yeah. They were living in Laurel Canyon. I found the address. She brought her Angela and Angela's younger brothers, who were 5 years younger than her.
Twins. Twin brothers.
Twins. as you are when you're an actor, you're like trying to get a deal, trying to get a film, trying to get an agent, and it wasn't going well. And so she worked at a department store. Both she and Angela were working at a department store. Her mother got fired for being incompetent. Angela kept the job and was supporting the whole family on $28 a week. Because her brother, and this Angela, by the way, was 17 at this time.
17. I don't normally pay attention to stuff like this, but the story was just too amazing for me not to remember.
So her mom, being an actress, again, because she was a famous actress first in Ireland, and she starts having salons and parties with directors and writers and actors that she presumably is meeting on auditions. And at one of those parties is the writer of the film adaptation of the play Gaslight. And Angela is attending the party, again, at 17, where she has to go to work tomorrow, probably at the department store for $28 a week. And she is talking to this writer, and he says, you would actually be perfect for the role of Nancy Oliver, who is the Cockney maid, and basically casts her in this role at 17. By the way, not only is she supporting the family and has done some other things in the past, not nefarious, but just lying about her age to do things, but they have to send a social worker with her because she is underage. She is 17 when she does this film, and it is discovered, and she gets an agent who gets her a $500 a week job with 7-year deal with MGM, and she gets an Academy Award nomination for her work in Gaslight. And then...
So don't let anybody tell you that going to parties is unimportant.
Yeah.
Go to those parties.
Go to those parties.
You need a party.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway from this is
there's actually another story in here, which I'll talk about in the other video. Another party that is very significant in her life.
See? Go to parties.
But
so
that
many
was how she was discovered at her mom's salon in Laurel Canyon.
Maybe that's what we're doing wrong. Maybe we're not. Maybe we should stop calling our parties parties and just start calling them salons.
You're right.
There you go. So welcome to our salon.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody, welcome to the salon. What episode are we doing this salon? Like, what's the logline of the episode we're doing? Something like Vegas.
Yeah, I was excited to do this episode because it takes place in Vegas, and it is called A Killing in Vegas. Jessica is in Las Vegas attending a book fair.
God bless. They have them there. We've been to some.
They do.
They're real.
And working at the hotel and casino where she's staying is a young dealer who is the boyfriend of her publisher's daughter.
Okay.
So her publisher's daughter is dating a dealer at the casino.
Sure, like you do.
Why is this? Anyway.
They ran out of cousins.
You're right. And then the casino manager is murdered.
It's got to happen to somebody.
And the boyfriend is the prime suspect. The boyfriend/dealer.
I am not going to guess the boyfriend/dealer.
Don't do it. Because, anybody that...
I'm going to guess the pit boss.
Oh.
I don't know who
that is.
I don't know who that is. I'm not even sure if Pit Boss is a character, but that's my first guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was November 24th, 1991. Little Jessica, little Jacob were like, I'm not going to be discovered. I'm going to work hard, but maybe I'll get discovered. I'm just going to work hard, but maybe I'll get discovered. There's a 1% chance, but you never know.
No. It's not you never know. It's just like, damn it, I'm going to be that person. Like, that's...
You were going to go to New York.
Never mind. We don't need to go there. But we are going to go, okay, let's go watch the beginning of the show.
Yes.
We'll come back with some guesses. While we're watching the beginning of the show, y'all can watch an interview with Tim. Enjoy that. We'll be back with some guesses.
So hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Jessica. And I'm taking it alone today. Jacob is doing tech. He's off screen because we are here doing a We're doing a Clue Done It interview episode where we talk to writers behind our favorite mysteries. And today we are excited to talk to Tim Benzie.
Hi.
London-based, Australian-born playwright, creator, and host of the campy interactive screening and live theater experience of all of our favorite mystery show, Murder, She Wrote, and it is called Solve Along a Murder, She Wrote. You've also created a one-man show called It's a Mystery, part stand-up, part TED Talk, I've read, on the appeal of the mystery genre. And the two shows have toured all over the UK, Ireland, Australia, including the Agatha Christie Festival, Edinburgh and Adelaide Fringe Festivals. And in the US, you have brought it to the Murder, She Wrote Mendocino Festival, and as well as New York, San Francisco, and now LA, which is where we are seeing you today. We're so excited. We are here, and we're finally going to see it this afternoon.
Amazing. I can't wait. Can't wait.
So welcome to the pod. Tell us about what's your origin story, and did you have an attraction to mysteries before or outside of doing this Murder, She Wrote?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of was obsessed with Agatha Christie books when I was a teenager, and I remember my father giving me a copy of A Caribbean Mystery and saying, I think you'll like this, and just becoming obsessed. And I think I read 65 of Agatha Christie's 66 novels before I turned like 14 or something. I didn't read Elephants Can Remember. I read it years later. I don't know why. I think I heard it wasn't very good. So it became pretentious at 14. I don't know. And then it was so when Murder, She Wrote came on television, I was so excited because there was Poirot and Marple had not come on TV at that point, and in fact the producers of Murder, She Wrote approached Agatha Christie Limited to do Miss Marple, and they said no, so they came up with their own thing. But I really loved Jessica Fletcher because obviously she's like a mystery writer, right? But she also solves mysteries at night. And I'm like, this is my dream. This is amazing. So like a lot of people, I watched it with my mum, and if I had $1 for every person who ever said to me, I used to watch it with my grandma.
Yes.
You know, it was like really, but it was a really amazing thing to do because you try and solve it together, and you talk in the commercial breaks about who you think did it, and I just kind of became obsessed. But it wasn't until many, many years later that the name Solve Along a Murder, She Wrote popped into my head. And, you know, like Sing Along the Sound of Music, right? And I thought, that's really funny. How would that even work? And then I came up with the concept and which you'll see this afternoon, which is very exciting, and got permission to do it. And then it just kind of took off. So, I mean, Toni Morrison, the wonderful novelist, says you should write the book you want to read, right? So I just kind of created the stage show that I would want to go and see, and happily a lot of other people like it and want to do that as well, which is good. So that's kind of my origin story, I guess.
And so that kind of explains Murder, She Wrote and Jessica Fletcher. So we also noticed in our research that you've done some panto, and which is campy, theatrical, fairy tale storytelling, usually includes drag. And in this show, you and the audience sometimes also dress up as Jessica Fletcher.
Yeah.
So how and why has camp and drag made a way for you in this show?
Oh, that's so interesting. I mean, I think it's a really good question. I mean, so in terms of like panto's very odd. And I think the way you described it is pretty good, actually. So it is like a musical based on a fairy tale. And it goes back to the 1800s. And traditionally, the principal boy is played by a woman. And the dame, who's a kind of grotesque, sort of villainous, sort of loving character, is played by a man, right? And that's a big part of British culture. And I think it kind of explains why British drag is different to American drag. You know, there's something really extra silly about it, or like an impersonation, maybe. I mean, it's all changed because of RuPaul now. It's all different, right? Which is great.
Yeah.
But in terms of the campiness, it's so funny. I kind of decided that I would dress like Jessica Fletcher, right? But I also decided very early on that it was not an impersonation. I didn't want to lose my beard. And I didn't, also one of the key rules of a show, which I don't advertise this, but nobody knows this, but one of my key rules is I never make fun of Jessica Fletcher or Angela Lansbury. There's a lot of fun stuff to laugh about in the show in a really loving way, but those two things are off limits, you know.
Yes.
And if I was going to be dressing like her, it had to be more like the image of a demented fan who's dressed up. And I say it's like the worst drag you'll ever see, you know. So there is that kind of campy element to it. And certainly people do get dressed up. They absolutely do not have to. Like, I want to make that very clear. Like, people get a bit intimidated by dressing up. And also the audience participation part of the show, you don't have to participate. You get your paddle, your Jessica Fletcher paddle, you don't have to wave it. I'm not going to pick on you if you don't. You can just sit there and enjoy it. It's okay. So it's very soft touch, really. But yeah, we do have, when we did the Murder, She Wrote Festival this year, we had a Cabot Cove ball, and one of the categories was Best Jest. The 3 categories were Cabot Cove, Sports and Leisure Wear, and Evening Wear. And our winner for the Best Jest, Cabot Cove, was actually a guy dressed as Angela Lansbury. But he was so on point. Like everything, all the details were exactly right. You know, so it was kind of
the earrings,
scarf, it's
sweater
it's
layer.
perfect, right? It was perfect. So yeah, so it's definitely a way in. It's very interesting. But the show, you'll see today, it's got really broad appeal. It's quite a mix, you know. Some people have said to me, you know, how do you find doing the show in like regional UK because your show's really gay? And I'm like, well, I do exactly the same show and you're wrong. Like the audience is really mixed, and so it's mostly women actually, and not gay men. It's like a whole crazy mix of people.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting for that reason. So the campy draggy thing in terms of, to answer your question, it's in the show kind of accidentally, I guess. The show is camp. In kind of Susan Sontag definition maybe, which is camp is an attempt at seriousness that fails. So, although not even that, I'm not being serious, you know, it's really silly. So I don't know if that's answered your question,
I love that. Yeah. And like you said, a demented fan, and then it's all about love.
Yes.
And like that is a line that we also tread in our show, where we're like, we love these shows.
Yes.
But, you know, sometimes things happen that are ridiculous and we talk about them, and, you know, we don't want to stop the fun train when we're making fun of things, and or when we're like calling something out where we're like, that was lame.
Right. No, well, it's like it definitely, I mean, I've been told my show treads that fine line very well of poking fun at the show, but really celebrating it and loving it at the same time.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the interaction bits in the show are so hilarious. The famometer, am I pronouncing that?
Famometer.
Famometer,
yeah.
And the
Suspiciometer.
And so how did you develop the show? 2018, 2019 looks like. And how has it grown and changed? Or are there new bits that you are coming up with? Or are you mainly perfecting what you're already,
I mean, so fundamentally, it's pretty much the same as it was when I did it in 2018. There's a famometer and a suspiciometer. The first show that I did, though, I talked way too much about the guest stars, and it went on way too long. And since then, I had to compact it so that when you see it on the road, and you'll see it today, I'm trying to keep it to 2 hours, right, including a 20-minute interval. So that means it's got a tight structure.
Yeah.
So when people come and see the show a second time, they're like, oh, right, okay. So it's not as chaotic as I thought it was. Like it is, there is a series of things that happen in a certain order. We have a Cabot Cove quiz and we introduce a famometer. It has developed a bit because when I do a show at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, shows have to be shorter.
Oh yeah, like an hour.
Like an hour. But I'm not allowed to, but I can do a show there that's like 80 minutes, right? Ooh. So, but I have to show the entire episode in terms of my license agreement, so I can't cut that at all, and I don't want to. So it means that you have to come up with ways to make the audience laugh that mean that I don't stop the show. As soon as I stop the episode, I'm on the clock, right?
Yeah.
So I started coming up with these ridiculous signs that I hold up at various points to highlight certain things. So for example, in the episode of Fashionable Way to Die, as in multiple episodes set in Paris, and that this phenomenon takes place, which I call Not Jessica Fletcher. And Not Jessica Fletcher is when, they didn't go to Paris. Angela didn't go to Paris to film in Paris. You may have noticed that, right? So what they do instead is they get an extra, a woman, someone in Paris to film someone getting out of a cab at a distance in a wig and a dress, and it's supposed to be her. Right? So I have a sign that says Not Jessica Fletcher. So we highlight while it's moving these moments, you know. So that's kind of an example. So it's definitely, the show has gotten like more ridiculous and more, I'm always trying to find a way to make someone laugh, you know. So it's kind of like, and it's definitely, the show's definitely improved and gotten bigger in a way, but fundamentally it's the same thing.
That's phenomenal. And that kind of answers the question that I was going to ask as well, like what makes a good Murder, She Wrote episode to watch for a Solve Along show? Like, are there seasons that you're like, we don't do that? But...
Really good question. So I kind of have shows I like shows that fit my structure. So the murder can't happen too late. Sometimes it's got too many, a lot of suspects. There's a great episode called Crossed Up, where she's basically in bed with a bad back and she overhears a murder plot on her telephone and she solves the murder, and Grady brings her tuna dish, a tuna bake every day, and it's really silly. But I can't really do that episode because there's only like 2 suspects in it.
Oh,
You know, there's another one that's like trial by jury where she's on a jury, and really the whole episode is about whether or not this one person is guilty or not.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really fit. Yeah. And I will say there are some episodes that I would say have not aged well. There's some great episodes. There's some really like not very good episodes. So there's stuff where I'm like, you know, I'm just going to just not do it. There's 264 episodes. There's plenty of great episodes to choose from. But yeah, that's that. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So his mom and many other people have admired Angela Lansbury for her support of her older colleagues, legends in Hollywood, casting them as guest stars in the show. Solve Along also puts a spotlight on these stars. And so who would you say is your favorite character actor that she brought onto the show? And is there anyone you feel that she missed and you would have liked her to have included on the show?
Well, I mean, it would have been amazing if she were able to get B. Arthur on the show, because they were like best friends, and the B in J.B. Fletcher is named after Beatrice. After her, because they were in MAME together, and that would have been amazing. But, you know, Golden Girls was happening around the same time, so it really took off the year after Murder, She Wrote started, so that was not going to happen. That would have been a shame. Yeah. But so Jane Withers is my favourite guest star that she's brought in from the golden age of Hollywood. So I love celebrating these older women, and I love lifting them up. And you're right, one of the great things about the show is there's an apocryphal story that she used to get roles for older women, especially who might be losing their SAG membership or their health insurance. I'm not quite sure how it works in the US, but that. All of my research has confirmed that this was true. One specific example is Madeleine Roux, who was a wonderful actress who developed MS and she was wheelchair bound for a while. She was in a really amazing episode of Star Trek. She was like the Cabot Cove librarian for a couple of episodes. And interestingly, she was in a wheelchair. So it was a kind of rare example in the 80s of someone being in a wheelchair who was actually wheelchair bound, not an able-bodied person pretending to be, you know what I mean? Like actual, that kind of happened.
Yeah.
But there's a particular episode called Who Killed J.B. Fletcher, where basically Jessica Fletcher discovers there's a Jessica Fletcher Appreciation Society, right? And these women are obsessed with her books, but they're also obsessed with her as a detective. So much so, they've developed fake IDs and they try to solve crimes pretending to be Jessica Fletcher.
Oh my gosh!
And in the course of doing this, one of them is murdered, right? And as a result of that, with her ID on them, so the newspaper reports that Jessica Fletcher's been murdered and is dead.
Gosh.
And she's on a book tour when this happens, and she ends up tracking them down and saying, "Please stop impersonating me." And then she, with the help of these women, they solve the murder, right? So it's kind of an episode about fangulas. So I called fans of my show fangulas.
That's
right?
wonderful. Yeah.
So it's kind of about that, right?
Yeah.
But these women are like Margaret O'Brien, who was in Meet Me in St. Louis, and these amazing actors. Murray Windsor's in it. They're really fantastic. But the one who's in it, who I really love, is Jane Withers. So Jane Withers was a contemporary of Shirley Temple. She was in a movie with Shirley Temple, Bright Eyes, I think, in 1931. Don't remember the years wrong. But anyway, so she's got bangs and she's a brunette. And she's really mean to Shirley Temple in this movie. And audiences couldn't get enough of it. And they wrote in and said, "We love her. We love her." So they gave her own movies. And she can tap dance and sing. And she's sort of sassier. And she's got a bit more of an edge than Shirley Temple. But there was a period of time in the 1930s where you would go to the movies and you would choose to see a Shirley Temple movie or a Jane Withers movie. And now, nobody has heard of Jane Withers.
Yeah,
You've never heard of her, have you? You're not alone. Nobody has. So it's kind of extraordinary. And we get to give a big round of applause to Jane Withers and how amazing she is. And so it's really, I love that part of the show. I really love it. Because, you know, there's all these great stories in it where there'll be an actress who, you know, really should have taken off.
Yeah.
You know, and I just don't understand why this movie was not the big break that it could have been, but it just wasn't.
Yeah.
So we just celebrate them because, you know, they were in an episode of Murder, She Wrote. That's a win. Yeah. That's fantastic.
They were probably in the MGM system and did all that training, and they were stuck in there. And
they just, for whatever reason, they did not break through.
They were not able to break through,
So
the Solve Along started in 2018. Yep. Would you say that it took off right away, or when and why did it hit its stride? so that you could be doing this now full time.
Yeah. So when I first did it in 2018, it was at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern, which is a really famous, legendary pub in London. So I was in this little dressing room and I'd finished doing it. And the first show was a mess. Like the tech didn't work and it was crazy. And I was reading from this, I've got a brown book that's like her brown book in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
But I had that, and the book is still a prop in the show, but it doesn't have anything in it. But at the time it had the script and I was reading the script, right? So it was a mess, but they laughed and they seemed, and when I was in the dressing room and I could hear them outside going nuts. Like, and I remember thinking then, even after the first show, like 8 years ago, I've been thinking, I'm onto something here. This could work. And then the end of that year, 2019, I started just emailing venues randomly, saying, do you want to do my show? And they said yes. And I think I did like 40 shows maybe in 2019. And then COVID happened.
Oh, yeah.
COVID happened and wiped it all out for 2 years. But then after that, it picked up again. And then it took me a while. It got to a point where I was doing so many shows, I had to lose my day job because I didn't have enough holidays to... It was amazing. So this year, and last year, I did 140 shows during the year.
Phenomenal.
Which is like 2 or 3 a week, kind of, I think. Yeah, it's a lot.
Great.
3 a week. It's a lot.
And all the travel that you're doing too.
So it's quite, in the UK, it's kind of easy to get around because it's small geographically compared to the US, and there's a really old, wonderful Victorian train network that takes you everywhere. So it's easy to get around and you can sort of do that and sustain it. But I'm really keen to do more in the United States, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know quite what happened, but there just wasn't. I mean, I talked to Anne Siemens, who runs the Kelly House Museum, and she runs the Murder, She Wrote Festival. And I'm like there are podcasts, there are Murder, She Wrote podcasts for sure. But apart from that, there's kind of nothing for fans of this show. We're kind of at the vanguard of it.
Yeah.
So it's really tapped into something that people really love.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, and I can see on Instagram people responding like they've been multiple times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So people come dressed up a lot. They don't have to. They come a lot. I mean, even doing the show here, like I've seen people yesterday who saw the show on Wednesday and they came back.
I mean, it's a different episode.
It's a different episode. So it's like, I mean, some of the jokes are the same, but it's a different episode, you know. So there's always something new to bring to it.
Yeah.
So,
as we were just mentioning, you do the Solve Along A Murder, She Wrote at the Murder, She Wrote Festival in Mendocino. Yeah. So what does that include? You mentioned the disco,
ball.
And then I've seen the Jessica Jog. That was all of you, right?
Yeah. So this year I thought, we did last year and it was really great. But this year, my husband and I were like, we need to do more stuff. And Paul has DJ'd at the Golden Girls Convention in Chicago for 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
So we'd been to that. So we knew that like the costume ball was amazing. And I said, we need to do a costume ball. So we did that. And it was a hoot and a big success. And we had a Cabot Cove disco where it was just songs from when the episodes aired.
Oh
and
my
it was like
gosh.
really lovely. And then I said, we need to do a Jessica Jog. So one of the things I started doing, I was at the Edinburgh Fringe and this really young fellow, lovely guy called Harry, was helping me out with the tech stuff, and he said, you need to be on TikTok, Tim, you need to be on TikTok. So he got me onto TikTok. And I said, well, what do I do? And he said, well, it's mostly like dancing and stuff. And I said, well, I'll just run and jog and wave at nobody, which is what Jessica does.
Right.
So I started doing that around Edinburgh, and it just took off. So now, whenever I go somewhere, I do it. As soon as I landed in LA, the next day I was like, I rang my friend and said, can you follow me around LA and film me jogging? So I did that on Monday around LA, but I've jogged in Central Park and in New York City and Sydney and like all over. So when we did a Jessica Jog, I said, let's meet at Jessica Fletcher's house, 2:30 till 3, come dressed up, grey tracksuit, white towel around the neck and a wig. That's all you need to do. It's a nice egalitarian costume, it's cheap. You know? And so we ran a bit onto the main street and down to the Kelly House Museum. And it went bananas. And I put it on TikTok and it got 1 million views in 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredible. So now we're going to do it every year. But you know what? Everyone said to me, it's like a roper romp, right?
Oh, yeah. Like
so,
dressing up like Three's Company, like the Roper.
Like
or not
Mrs.
Three's Company.
Yeah, it is, I think. Yeah,
is
Mrs.
it?
Roper was the next door neighbour, and she has this caftan and this. I mean, the American
Yeah.
listeners will know this,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And it's a phenomenon, and I think it's delightful. Have you ever participated in a
I haven't
roper romp?
participated, but I literally just like a couple weeks ago was looking for a caftan for a 70s party and was going through the Roper romp.
The roper romp is the
images.
thing. So what I would love, so the roper romp is not connected to a particular charity. I don't think it's not. It's not a branded. It's just a crazy thing that people do, right? So almost like a toga party. Like it's almost like that.
Yeah.
No one owns it, right?
Yeah.
So I would love, this is me putting it out there to the universe, America, please listen to me. I want people all around the world as well to organise a Jessica Jog.
Yes.
Like that's the costume. I can provide my instructions about how to do it. There's certain rules. Tap the watch twice, all this ridiculous thing, right? And it could happen in a park. I think a park would be best, not on a road where you get hit by a car and get sued, and then I'll get sued and then my whole life's over. So, but like, I think Jessica Jogs would be fun.
Oh,
right?
please.
So I want, this is putting it out there, please, if you're whatever town you're in, for no reason whatsoever, maybe you could do it as a fundraiser for whatever charity you want. Whatever. I would love Jessica Jogs to happen all over the world.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
Because it's so joyous and everyone knows what it is.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So what are you working on now, or what's coming up next? Oh, you kind of mentioned it off camera.
Yeah, I'm writing a book, a murder mystery, which I can't tell you anyone that, but it's very exciting. It's a mystery, it's still touring. I've got a few other adaptations of things that are in the pipeline, but I need to get permission from various people before I can move forward with that. But yeah, there's always lots of stuff happening. And Solve Along continues onwards and onwards and onwards. Always new episodes to do. It's ridiculous. So
That's wonderful. And tell the folks where they can find you or where you want to be found.
Oh, yes.
On the socials
Instagram is at Solvalonga, I think. Oh, no, at Solvalonga Murder, She Wrote. And I don't know how to change that. So that's what it is. I'm too old. I can't change it. TikTok is at Solvalonga. Facebook is at Solvalonga. It's also Solvalonga. Not Solvalong, full stop. You know what I mean? So weirdly, that's what it is.
Yeah.
There is a website, solvalongamurdershe-wrote.com. It's the longest URL in history. That's what it is. All the dates are on there, and it crucially tells you which episodes as well. And what I would encourage people to do is sign up to my monthly newsletter. I'll promise to only send you one email a month, and that gives you, tells you about upcoming shows and priority bookings and all this kind of stuff. So follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and the website is solvalongamurdershe-wrote.com.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you for
taking
having me
the
on.
time. And everybody, detectives, find the website and go see it in your town or fly to see it. It's worth it. The Solve Along Murder, She Wrote. We are so excited to see it this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me on. Thank you.
Jessica, we learned many things in the opening of this show.
We learned so many.
One of the things I have to say we learned, first of all, you know in Dirty Dancing when he's like, nobody puts baby in the corner?
Yeah.
I feel like the corollary to that needs to be, nobody puts Jessica Fletcher on Southwest.
But they just did.
They did. That's what I'm saying. It's horrible. You cannot put Jessica Fletcher, one of the biggest writers of all time, best-selling author. You do not put her on a Southwest flight from New York to Las Vegas. So for Southwest, no assigned seating. She has to get there at 3 hours, 4 hours before they take off so that she can be sure she's in the A group as opposed to the B group or sitting in a middle seat. You don't do that to Jessica Fletcher. My indignation is high.
Well, what I want to look up right now is I don't even think Southwest went in 1991. That's Logic Cop, I know. But
I want to applaud you. I want to applaud
New York
you
to LA.
and welcome you to my side of the Logic Cop
York
street.
to Vegas.
Yeah, I don't think they did. I don't think Southwest was flying to New York at that point in time.
I don't think so.
I mean, right now they still only fly to LaGuardia.
Yes.
Before we go any further, we do have to rewind a little bit. Thank you again, Tim, for the interview. That was very nice. We appreciate it. Go see his show. It's an amazing show.
So good.
And when you're done, come back for the indignation and ire about Jessica on Southwest, because that's what we're here for. So the other thing I have to say is that we learned a lot of stuff in the opening of the show. It is unfair to call this the opening of the show. This is full. We are more than halfway through the episode before the body dropped. 25 minutes. There's only 20 minutes left in the show.
The body dropped from the top floor of the Sands.
From the penthouse.
The penthouse.
That was how it was set up.
Sands,
That there was
which was supposed to be the Sahara, which is supposed to be McSorley's Hotel.
West McSorley's. Did they just not really? I guess they couldn't find any Italian name that wasn't like, nope, they're associated with it. Nope, they're you know what I mean? Like legal couldn't clear any of it. We'll just go to McSorley. Great, perfect, done.
Yeah. So that was a body dropping from the
penthouse suite,
and we were so distracted by looking at the panties of the
CBS had a panty shot and upskirt. So lots of extras doing lots of glamorous things in this. Oh my God, these extras had extras with so much glamorous wardrobe.
Yes,
I haven't seen this many sequins since junior prom.
Seriously, 1991.
You're right.
That's actually part of my guess, so I'm keeping it on the down low
keep that.
here,
Oh my God, did we guess the same person? We might have guessed the same person. Okay, in any event, so much happened in this. I forget where I was going. Oh, panty shot. And I can't believe that I'm saying this on a podcast. So many extras. So for one of the things they do to frame this guy falling from the penthouse and coming down is a limo pulls up to the front of the hotel. Long stretch limo. The door opens. A woman in a red sequin dress super short, clearly tries to conservatively, or what's a good word for it? What are you trying to do there? Modestly, that's what. Tries to modestly get out of this.
Or gracefully, delicately in her little dress.
Little short dress. Steps out of the limo, and I'm like, what just happened? And it's made to be like the 4K upscaling that they did for this. I don't think
white panties.
It was a red dress, and it was just plain white panties, just bam, there it was.
Not even black panties.
Right, just
so that you would be like,
Sure,
I don't know.
A little more modest about the whole thing. But no, white panties flashed on the screen. There we were. Right after that, the body falls. There we go.
Yeah. And there were so many low-cut dresses in these shots.
There were so many low-cut dresses.
So many beaded sequin dresses. So much hair, more than you would see.
This was peak hair. This is the thing.
91.
This was 91, but this would have been filmed.
This is Def Leppard hair.
That's what I'm saying.
Or Don Johnson hair.
Don't get me wrong. The hair was definitely felt as if it were a few years behind the time.
There's a Corbin Burnson.
There's a Corbin Burnson cut. There's some 80s rockin' hair that's at least 5 or 6 years old in this thing.
Yeah.
We need to tell you who's in it and what's going on, because we got.
Wait a minute. Do we want to do a swearing in?
Swear me in, Herb.
Well, you have to touch a beverage.
I have to touch a beverage?
Yes, yeah, you have to touch a beverage. I will touch your beverage. I forgot to get a beverage. Okay. Jacob.
Because we're toasting or something?
No, that's part of the swearing in.
Oh,
like you touch a cup of tea, or you touch a little liquor.
Great, I'll follow your lead.
Here stylish.
We go. Sure. We are not stylish,
Tuppence and
clearly.
Tommy. Okay. I solemnly swear. I have not before seen this episode. Or I don't remember who done it because I slept through it. Whatever. You can say yes or no.
Whatever, yes.
Yes. And I haven't read the book.
Yes, I have not read the book.
I will guess wildly with almost total lack of clues.
Yes, although we've got a lot of clues, but no extra clues.
Yeah. I will guess before the title sequence or as soon as the crime happens.
Yes.
We did. I make this pledge on the tea of Agatha Christie and Jessica Fletcher.
Amen.
You are now approved by the Podcast Adjudication Board for guessing on Scream Crimes. Crimes.
Thank you.
Start guessing.
Okay. All right. Before we start guessing, really quickly, here's everybody.
Here are
the suspects.
All right.
Apparently we have some salt shakers here.
Okay. So we have Jessica Fletcher gets picked up from McCarran Airport by Larry, the head of security.
Right.
And he drives her to the casino.
Drives her to the casino McSorley's, where she's met by Alice who's the PR rep.
And she is wearing, at work, a beaded flower jacket.
It's lovely.
Crazy.
I thought you'd like that.
No, I did. I just was like, to work?
She's in PR.
All right.
She takes Jessica Fletcher upstairs to a penthouse party where she meets Wes McSorley, who is the owner of the casino.
The casino, Mr. Hotel.
Sure, Mr. Hotel. And his wife, Catherine.
Mrs. Hotel.
Mrs. Hotel.
Drunk.
She's very high and drunk and possibly having an affair with Pappas. He's the victim, but right now he's still alive.
Yeah,
and he is the manager of the hotel.
Yeah. We then later on meet
Eddie and Susan.
So Susan,
oh my God, we are going to have a lot to say. We have to get
daughter of
her publisher,
publisher, right? She was the valedictorian at her high school.
Valedictorian at high school.
She went to Columbia.
And gave it all up for a card dealer in Las Vegas.
So that she could be a cocktail waitress. And she thinks they're making lots of money.
She thinks they're making lots of lady.
And then Eddie,
who has a haircut from a 1980s horror movie. And then finally, there is Pit Boss.
The Pit Boss.
Whose name was Frank. Frank was a pit boss. And okay, so those are the people. Frank and Eddie had a scam going on where they were milking money from the casino, which Susan doesn't know about. Eddie is not a good man. He's taking money from their bank account. Susan's worried that he's gambling. Alice and the casino, Mr. Casino might be having an affair. Pappas and Mrs. Casino might be having an affair. Alice will kill for the hotel boss. There's so much going on. I can't even, it's a mess. So,
lots of relationships.
Lots of motives. Eddie gets caught skimming from the casino by Larry, but Larry doesn't turn him in to the police because they're having problems with the gaming commission and he doesn't want to wreck that. By the way, Larry, head of security, older man, 60s, totally gray hair. This guy's been in Vegas through some shit. He's been there through the mafia years.
Did you say that?
Because he's old enough. He's been there through the mafia years. He's head of security.
Okay.
This guy knows where the bodies are buried and how to bury the bodies, I am sure.
Yeah, the gaming commission.
In any event. But there you go. So Eddie is a suspect because Eddie and Frank have been skimming money. Frank double crosses Eddie and turns him into Larry. Larry threatens him, says, "Don't go anywhere. We're lucky we're not handing you over to the cops, but you no longer work here."
Yeah.
And Eddie's, "I swear to God, Pappas will make it all right. Pappas is going to be at the penthouse tonight at the party."
The pit boss says that, Frank.
Right. Frank says that to Eddie. And then he promises that's where Pappas is going to be. And Pappas was there. And he falls to his death. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Choose your salt shaker. Here's my guess coming at you. We have so many props now, Jessica. On the one hand, maybe too many. On the other hand, I love the ingenuity. I think it was Mrs. Casino. So Mrs. Casino is just bitter and vindictive against Wes because Wes is out of money at this point. Wes put all of his money in to renovate the hotel, but couldn't sell it after he renovated with it. So he's got no money, which, I'm sorry, a casino in the 90s, you've got a license to print money. You're going to be just fine. But whatever, he's running out of money. The wife is bitter and vindictive about this and thinks that, and it's hinted at that she's maybe having an affair with Pappas. I think that she is. I think she's having an affair with Pappas because she thinks Pappas is the one who could really be in charge. But because, like she says at one point, better than being the king of nothing, which is what her husband is. So she clearly, status and wealth and everything mean a lot to her. So she wants Pappas to take over it. But when Pappas was going to shut down so Pappas is also has a lot of integrity. He's like, there's a leak, we have to plug it. So there's this skimming action that's happening. Larry brings it to Pappas. Pappas wants to immediately report it to the police. But if they report it to the police, then they'll get in trouble with the gaming commission, which will shut down the casino, which will leave her with nothing. Really leave her with nothing. And we know she hates having nothing. So I think she pushes Pappas out the window to protect the casino so that she has just a little bit of something going on. That's what I think's happened.
Okay, that's a good guess.
Which one is she? Is she the partridge in a pear tree?
This is Mrs. Casino.
Mrs. Casino is because she's drunk?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, took me a second. All right, Herd.
That was mine.
It's your turn.
Okay, so here's my guess. Okay, I said Jessica accuses Mr. McSorley, so Mr. Hotelier.
Okay.
That
the
is
cactus,
mine.
prickly guy.
So we'll put you over here.
Yep.
And
sure.
me.
It's like Game of Salt Shakers over here.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. McSorley, as we know, is in over his head. And I think he is on the take with Eddie and Pappas. Because
you think Pappas involved with it?
Yeah, because the pit boss says that Mr. Pappas is going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And I thought that meant that he was in on something.
I
now
kind of had that. I
had
had that feeling too, but as I thought about it more, I was like, no, that's not in character for Pappas.
Yeah, now I see your point, because there is that scene where he really
he's like, there's a leak, we need to plug it. Yeah,
yeah. But okay, I'm just going to go with what I was saying. So I think that he is on the take with Eddie and Pappas, but he doesn't realize that Pappas is playing a whole different angle.
Oh.
So he's double crossing him.
Yeah.
That's my original guess. And security knows that Mr. Sorley is in on it, but doesn't realize Pappas's take. The stuff that I was trying to cross out was I was trying to make sense of why the hotel owner from Atlantic City didn't want to, or no, he wanted to buy
He wanted to buy it,
but his investors
offshore
said
investors
no.
said no. Yes.
And so, like, is that because they didn't want to get involved? Like, because the gaming commission was like, this is a no-go, there's something bad going on, even though they've got cameras everywhere. Anyway, I was like, Mr. McSorley, the hotelier, has made money on the wrong things. And I think that he has invested in sequins. And the cameras are so that he
can prove that there are sequins everywhere. I have the most sequins in Las Vegas.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and they're counting. There's counting cards. I think they're counting sequins.
They're counting sequins. Maybe they're sending secret messages about gambling through the sequins.
Oh, that's even better. I like that idea.
Okay.
Even better.
Yeah. There's like some
they're
semaphore
bouncing
sequin
off,
things. Yeah.
The light is bouncing
exactly.
off of them and
Sure.
creating secret messages. Oh, yeah, for how they're going to win. Or I was trying to say that there was some sort of balloon animal investment that he was making.
Some balloon.
Or maybe
sequins or balloon animals.
Or he's
or
actually
salt shakers?
maybe getting into the publishing business, and that's why they're having book fairs.
Oh, he's like, forget about this casino thing. I need to get into literature. That's where the real money is.
It's paper.
Paper.
Instead of plastic, it's not plastic. It's paper.
Paper. Okay.
Yeah. He has got it all wrong.
He's
Time will tell.
Clearly, his wife might have reason to be so upset with him. Is like, oh my God, this guy and his business sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the thing about Las Vegas is because it is built on sequins and tinsel and flashing lights.
And balloon animals. It's true. I went to a balloon animal convention.
It's true. She did. But because it's built on like fairy wings and gossamer, like the stories around it have to be much bigger than everything else. So the stories get really big, and then it completely like reinvents itself and destroys itself so often that like all you have anymore are the gossamer stories and everything else. So it just feeds into like, it's a city of nostalgia because that's all you've got's the story.
Yeah.
So Vegas, man, it's a heck of a place.
Yeah, you're right. It's all gossamer wings and dirt and cactus. Actually, it's not a lot of cactus.
Not a lot of
Vegas.
cactus. Not a lot of cactus in Vegas. No.
That's really an Arizona thing.
Yeah.
Oddly.
Right. Who knew?
It's not the same desert.
All right. But our bets are in.
Yes.
And let's go find out if we're walking out a winner.
All right. See you soon. So, Jacob.
Before we start anything, You couldn't even wait. You were like, I wasn't even ready to roll, and you're like, I won. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what winning gracefully looks like.
Okay.
No, please continue. Do what you got to do. Get it all out. Get it all out. Get the gloating out. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't very graceful. But that wasn't part of the pledge. I took that out. I had to check real quick, but then I was like, yeah, I took that out.
Took that out. I don't have to be gracious in defeat or in victory. Woohoo! Well done, her. Yes, you won. You got it. Who was it? To remind everybody who listened to this only 30 seconds ago what it was.
So my guess was
The
it was
cactus.
Mr. McSorley, Mr. Hotel.
Mr. McSorley.
Sorley,
Wes
sorry.
McSorley.
Wes McSorley did it. And I didn't quite get the motive jersey because I said that Mr. Pappas, the casino manager, was that he had some sort of other scam going. And we debated this, but I don't think he had another scam. I mean, he did sort of.
He did.
Was hiding
his whole life was a scam.
He was hiding the fraud of his
he was a
personality.
Not his personality, of his past. He was a felon. And so as a felon, he couldn't have any kind of ownership or management stake at a casino. So he changed his name, founded an offshore company, and that company was the 50% silent partner, not so silent partner, 50% partner with Wes McSorley in the casino. So even though Wes wanted to sell, Manuel wouldn't. So Wes killed. Manuel Pappas was his name, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was John Pappas.
Maybe it was John Pappas. I don't know. In any event, Wes threw Mr. Pappas off the balcony.
The hotelier.
And he nearly threw Jessica Fletcher off the balcony.
Yes, yeah, and he killed point blank, like mafia style.
Bullet right in the center of the forehead.
He killed
to
the
Frank.
pit boss.
The pit boss, yeah. So it definitely was not the pit boss.
Frank Stinson.
Frank Stinson, the pit boss. Eddie, who
Which
is
is
just...
a California name.
Is it?
Stinson.
Oh, Stinson Beach?
Yeah.
I suppose it is. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't quite get it. You think that because Mr. Pappas was trying to hide his fraud and his felony, his felonious background, his felonious background, that makes him a scam artist. But I think he was just trying to go legit at this casino.
He was doing something illegal and unethical.
Well, hiding his
felonious past to commit a crime, because if it is a criminal offense for a felon to have anything in a casino, so he was hiding his past to commit a crime. Therefore, it was I'm trying to give you more points.
Okay.
Actually, take that back. There's only 1 point. You got the point because you won. There's no.
Yeah, you're right. But there is a jersey, a motive jersey.
There's a motive jersey now, yes.
Since we've just gotten past the Tour de France.
Sure, yeah, motive jersey. Now you're all about the jerseys. See, you've got the one. You've got all the props over there. Here I am hanging on with just a little notebook over here, and you're all like, I have all the things, Jacob. This is how.
All right. Please go on.
No, I'm just saying. You're building your little fortress over here, and I'm like, please, I just have a notebook. You're all like, I have a notebook and a laptop and props and guesses, and you're even holding on to the magic letter opener.
All right, so you can have the magic letter opener.
I don't want the magic letter opener. It's not a magic letter opener. You're the one who likes the letter opener. Keep the letter opener. This is how you be gracious in defeat. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not bitter.
It was a fun episode, and we got a second murder right after the first, practically.
Practically right after the first. Another commercial break, another murder. Murder, She Wrote was never stingy with the murders. They were never stingy. No, they were never stingy with the murders, and they were never stingy with. They did a really good job with the guest stars. They did a really good job with all the different suspects going out there.
Okay, so here's my question, because I don't remember this, but I don't remember this kind of. I'm going to say more. It's not moralizing. I didn't feel like it was moralizing, actually. But so Susan is forced to come to our wayward Columbia valedictorian at UNLV part-time.
Not at UNLV, just a university.
She's at UNLV. Her dad says, the publisher
says... A university
says...
in Las Vegas.
Oh, it's what... No, the other guy, Eddie, said he was at some university in downtown, which turned out to be the bus depot where he was doing cons.
Eddie was a horrible, horrible person.
Total scoundrel. But...
Stealing from Susan.
And stealing from Susan and their special bank account.
Yeah, no, he was a bad man.
Yeah. But so Susan realizes this, and then she says, "Oh, Mrs.
Somebody
Fletcher."
check the tape. Somebody check the tape, because I don't think that they actually say University of Las Vegas. They say a university in Las Vegas. They do not say UNLV.
Okay, fine. It was
Great.
UNLV,
Thank
though.
you.
What other university is there in 1991?
Fair
It's
enough.
University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Fair enough.
Okay, so she is...
Can I interrupt you in another way?
I deserve it. I have interrupted you so many times. Go ahead.
I literally just wanted to interrupt you. See, now it's fun.
Okay.
So she's studying at UNLV, not
She's
UNLV.
studying at UNLV, and she's sitting there in her little cocktail waitress outfit.
It's a nice. There's the set deck, and we'll
Yes,
talk
and the
about this more. The
costumes.
set deck and the costumes in this episode.
I love that the vest of Eddie's dealer vest uniform is what breaks open the case.
Yes.
For Jessica Fletcher. Because that's always,
yeah.
I want to go find, I forgot to look before we started this, but I want to go find online, like somebody has got to have a gallery of cocktail waitress uniforms from Las Vegas from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
That has been cataloged somewhere. If there isn't, that's somebody's thesis statement.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
So, so she's got this cute cocktail uniform. She's sitting in some, I don't know, was it the penthouse? Or she's sitting somewhere in the hotel telling Jessica Fletcher, and she's saying to Mrs. Fletcher, "Oh, Mrs. Fletcher, I feel like a fool." And Mrs. Fletcher says, "Oh, no, you are not, but you aren't a fool. Everyone has been deceived in a relationship at one time or another." And I was like, oh my gosh. And then she goes on to say, but that doesn't mean, yes, he has behaved poorly, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve justice. You believe in justice, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I couldn't really get it up for that. Or Susan doesn't say that, but in essence...
No, what she says is she doesn't know what to believe because she's in so much grief and shock.
Yes, okay.
And she's so hurt by Eddie betraying her that maybe he could, even though she thinks that maybe he could have killed somebody, she's trying to be a bigger person and understand that maybe even so, he still deserves justice. I'm not going to let my need for blind revenge overwhelm.
I just felt like this scene was so real.
Oh, agreed.
Again, it's not like a moralizing, like a story of like grand ethics or whatever. It's just saying like we believe in justice.
Yeah.
And
we
also believe that that even the victim is not a fool. That the victim is, everybody has been deceived. We all go through this. Like,
it's nothing to be ashamed.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, what? I don't remember such, like, deep. I don't know. It's such a humane, deep.
There's a lot. She's coming at it with a lot of. She's coming at it with a lot of grace and clarity for that. You know what I mean? Like she's not sermonizing. She hasn't.
Yes.
She hasn't told.
No.
She never told Susan. She never told Susan that Susan had to go home and go to school. She never told Susan that she was throwing her life away.
No.
She never told she was only ever accepting of Susan and just like, okay, well, like even there's this great scene in the beginning where Susan's just like, I can't wait for you to meet my boyfriend. You're going to see in him everything that I see in him. And Jessica's like, okay. And then she meets Eddie and she's all like, see, isn't he lovely? And she's like, not in so many words, she's like, I know you think that.
Yes.
Good for you. Okay.
But she doesn't say. It goes along with Angela Lansbury's thing again.
Oh.
Like we're helping people, actors, wherever you are in your life. Like she's just understanding
she's meeting people with dignity and grace.
Dignity and grace and humanity.
Yeah.
Believing deep. It's more important that we focus on justice, not
and ideals, and as opposed to
as opposed to he was a scoundrel,
and so
we're better off without him, and so he deserves to whatever, let him rot. He probably didn't do it. Maybe he didn't do it, but he ought to be in jail anyway.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, some people would say that.
Well, I mean, he ought to be in jail. Like,
he should be.
He was legit skimming from the casino, and legit stealing from that, legit running short cons on people at the bus station in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
but that does not equal murder, and that does not mean that he deserves to get framed for murder.
Yeah, and he is framed.
Yes.
By the head of the hotel.
Bad man. I will say, for any of you who haven't seen this episode who are worried about this, Susan does in fact leave Eddie. She leaves Eddie, she goes back to New York, she goes back to, presumably, starts school again. We have to talk about the set deck.
Oh, please, yes.
We have to talk about the set deck, and the extras on this were just chef's kiss perfect. The flowers everywhere were amazing. The props were amazing. Two scenes really stand out for me. One was in the locker room at the beginning when Eddie and Frank are doing their thing where they're passing the money back and forth. The first shot, they do a pan across the end of the lockers, and they have it like just smutty, totally safe CBS smutty pictures. There's a girl in a bikini and something else happening there. It's locker room vibes. So well done. And this was really good. In the lobby scene, they have a poster for the show that's at the
McSorley's.
You really want to say Shorley.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, McSorley's. And it's called, I wrote it in my notes, The Ball Mask Paris. It's a showgirl poster. But somebody had to draw that and paint that.
You're right.
This was not Photoshop.
Pre-AI.
This was pre-AI, pre-Photoshop. Photoshop was around, but
it was.
Somebody drew it and painted it, and it was this beautiful.
It was really nice.
I wish I knew more art words to describe different styles of art. But it is very much the classic Vegas kind of impressionist. Like,
but
it was in that Vegas kind of
oil.
Like splashy oil, like feathers,
Folies Bergère, or Moulin Rouge,
like Toulouse-Lautrec, like that kind of art. Like, bam, there it was. Now, but it was beautiful and it was great. Like somebody made that.
Yeah.
Somebody made that for this episode, and then they put it on a little like poster stand that you would use an easel. Yes, that's the word that you. But it was
to
great.
say today we welcome into town the Bowman family.
Yes.
I even noticed when we went back that they had a different floral design for the apartments where Jessica Fletcher is staying for her lobby in New York, because we realized she's staying in New York to teach.
In season 8, she's moved to New York to teach criminology and writing.
Going back and forth. Okay. But yes, she's taken
she has an apartment
job.
in New York.
So she has an apartment in New York. So in the lobby, there is a different floral design than there is in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, it's like splashy, big red flowers, birds of paradise, it seems like, and big stamens and just these huge arrangements. And then
tell me more about the big stamens you saw in Las Vegas.
They're in this floral arrangements.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. And then there were big potted fuchsias, which are just from a nursery, but they were there to have color in the in the photography, in the shot. But in New York, this is all filmed in LA.
Yeah, it's all filmed in
Universal, yeah. So in New York, in the lobby, those flowers were like purple. They're not delphiniums, but you get sort of like delphiniums, like a country, like a French garden design, instead of like a gigantic tropical display that's like a fireworks explosion or something.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, you're like designing with flowers. Very fancy of you.
They're
very meaningful, because in Las Vegas lobbies, hotel lobbies, are these gigantic, amazing floral designs.
So this is the question I'm tied very tightly to this, what you were just saying there. The question is like, which is your favorite lobby, but more importantly, which is your favorite lobby scent in Las Vegas? Like, who had the best hotel scent?
Oh, well, this is funny, but this is weird. Because the Venetian scent, like more than any other casino, was to me, it was so potent.
Right.
I think if somebody put it in front of me, I'd be like, Venetian. Like, no question, I wouldn't have. Whereas some of the other ones, like Mandalay Bay, Mirage.
Oh, Mandalay Bay. I remember Mandalay Bays,
Yeah, I'm not sure I would be able to remember that or pick it out.
I am gonna say one final thing about Las Vegas is that Angela does the cardinal sin of calling it Nevada.
She does.
I understand she's British. She has a certain way of pronouncing vowels. Nevada.
It's Nevada.
One final thing that I want to say about this is that usually these shows come down to like not every Agatha Christie, but so many Agatha Christies are just like, I think that you did it because of this and because of this, but really what happened was ta-da, and everyone's like, yes, you're right, I did do it. It just comes down to confession, right? It's all circumstantial and it's all confession. There's some hard forensic evidence in this one. If they want to, it's Wes, right? Wes McSorley. McSorley shot Frank, and he's got a gun, and he nearly shoots Jessica with the gun. So do the forensic tests on the gun. Frank, boom, he's
same bullets.
It doesn't matter. Some like random book author. Oh my goodness, words fail me sometimes.
Same.
But yeah, some random author who's just like, oh, by the way, I think this person did it. Tell me why.
Yeah.
Well, I teach writing and criminology. Oh, okay. No, there's some actual forensic evidence that no, he did this.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yes, there is forensic evidence, but I also wrote this down in the middle of the episode when she's talking to the Las Vegas Metro detective, and he's like, oh, I'm a big fan of your books, or my wife is a big fan of your books.
I think he's a big fan of it anyway.
Yeah, and then she's like, well, then you would know that solving a case is about logic and common sense. And I was like, oh, that's right. That is what all of these shows are. More than cozy mysteries, they're logic and common sense puzzles.
Yeah, they're puzzles. That is exactly right. Yeah.
And so that's why we're not doing CSI, crime scene investigation. Right. That's why we're not dusting for prints. She's trying to find like the motive.
The motive and the opportunity and the puzzle and all of it. Yeah, 100%.
Very
Absolutely.
Agatha Christie.
Yes.
But it was just weird for her to actually say that and telegraph it. Like in season 8, by the way, logic and common sense is what we're doing here.
This is what we're doing here, people. Logic and common sense.
I blame Bruce. Or her brother, who wrote the episode. This is his first episode of Murder, She Wrote that he wrote. And so I just wonder if he is like, reminding himself on the page that this is what the show is.
This is what the show is. I took good notes. Logic and common sense. Got it. Right. Yes. Thank you. I can do that.
Yeah. He wrote it in.
I also wonder, because he was a producer, right?
Yes.
I also wonder how many horrible spec scripts they got where she just solved it with women's intuition.
Oh my God, yes, because that is what the detective says.
Right. So like all
that's the takedown that she comes back with the reply that it's logic and common sense.
Right, because
not women's intuition.
Right, because they were getting all kinds of scripts where it was just like, Jessica has some amazing women's intuition that this is what it is, and we're like, that's not the game. That's not the game we're doing, people.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Agatha Christie,
yes.
Shall we do Christie's?
Yes.
You go first.
Yeah. Well, Christie's to Columbo's.
Okay,
if we're doing that. No, I would definitely say this gets all the Christies to me. Look at all these suspects. So many.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 suspects.
Yeah.
It's a lot in a
45-minute show.
Show. That's a lot.
It is a lot, as evidenced by the fact it took 25 minutes to get to the murder.
Yes.
So you're going with full marks on the Christie's, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, maybe not 10 out of 10. And no fault that I would make it a 9 or an 8. It's because it's a 45-minute episode.
I mean, I definitely give it a solid 8 on this. 100% a solid 8. Yeah. So, I mean, it's Murder, She Wrote. It's classic. You're right. 7 suspects, lots of motive, lots of ways that it could go. Yeah, easily an 8. So.
Yeah, and we had to make up Susan's and Eddie's relationship, but that was necessary because then we could be like, I don't know, Mrs. Fletcher. I think Eddie did it.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. I never thought that Eddie did it, but Wes made a good trap for him.
Yes.
He had a good trap all laid out, and if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Right. Yeah.
In this case, meddling septuagenarian. But potato.
Can we end on one thing though?
Sure.
So in this episode, Jessica gets really lucky twice.
Yes.
Once at the table, at the craps table.
Right.
And then once...
No, not craps, roulette.
Oh, sorry, roulette. And then once she is in the middle of something and like, I need to go do something, but she gets waylaid by a woman who looks like Estelle Getty, the woman who plays the old mom in Golden Girls.
Yeah.
She's sitting at a
slot
machine, and she's like, "Oh, will you keep my machine warm? It's gonna go. It's hot, but I gotta go because I gotta go to the bathroom." And so she gives her cup, and she makes Jessica stand there, or not makes her. Yeah, she basically makes her.
She asks her, yeah.
And she asks her and makes her, and Jessica's like, "Oh, I was gonna. Well, all right, fine. Well, I'm standing here. I'm kind of bored, actually. All right, I'll put my own coin in the machine." And I was like, "Don't do that! She just told you the machine is hot."
But here's the thing. Two things on this. One, I'm very glad they made it very clear that she used her own money. They made it very clear that she was getting into her purse and getting her own quarter.
Yes.
Jessica Fletcher, very honorable.
Yes.
And also, she went to the machine next to the one that was about to pop.
Oh, really?
Yes. She did not go to the one that the lady was at. She went to the machine next to it.
Okay,
and it
good.
Popped. Yes, no, Jessica Fletcher is flawless.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, was she at that machine or that machine? And don't put the coin into the hot machine. That's hers.
I was so waiting for that to like be something else that would come up again on that. But yes, but Jessica Fletcher just luckily goes through and wins everything in Las Vegas.
Yeah, she's just lucky. She's a very charmed life. You're right. Except for
all the murder.
All the murder that happens everywhere.
All the murders everywhere. Other than that, very charmed life.
Yeah.
All right, that's everything. So we're going to wrap it up. Jessica has rewritten the script on me, so we're about to find out how well Jacob can do a cold read. Well, hey, Detective Collective, that's all for today's episode on Insert TV Show Film Season episode.
Murder, She Wrote.
Never gonna get. You got rid of the insert your name in the swearing in process.
You're right, I did.
So I had to get it in there somewhere. So.
Well, yes. Thanks for spending time with us.
Special thanks to all the detectives on Patreon for their support, including Alyssa, Louisa, Lucy, MMC, Mike, Patricia, Wayne, Wendy. You really keep the guesting going, and we really appreciate it.
And now you can listen and watch this chaos on YouTube, or
you can watch Jessica's face as I interrupt her all the time.
As you just did again. Oh my God, are you trying to is this a drinking game? Oh my God, I tried to make this shorter. Okay, anyway. Now you can listen and watch this chaos on YouTube or Patreon at patreon.com/cluedonutpodcast.
And check the show notes to find more ways to find us. We'll see you next time.
Hasty back. This closing script is officially approved by the Totally Fake Podcasting Adjudication Board. I was always saying, when we moved from Las Vegas, I was going to have to, how to explain what I did there.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're just going to have to tell people we were in the
Witness Protection
Program because nobody's going to
understand our lives in Vegas.
Yeah, what we did there. But
it really was work when I went to a demonstration of live hair cutting and catwalk at 2 a.m. and at the Hard Rock. No one's going to believe that that's a real thing.
I took photos of a hair convention.
You took
I
photos?
went to a balloon animal convention.